We need to talk about Beryl Ouma. We must. This one we are not sweeping this one under the rug. Hiyo nimekata. Beryl was killed by her husband over the weekend. He beat her from 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. until 5 or 6. Now, this is a crazy thing. They lived in an apartment, not in a separate compound where you have to go to break down the gate, go and vunja doors. No. They lived in an apartment block. She screamed for 4 hours and no one went to help her. Why? Wakenya, jameni. Why?
You know what you're told ukienda hapo? Inakuhusu? Unaleta mapu yako hapa ndio?
And you agree and you turn around and go away.
Unauliza kwa swali moja unarudi. Unakaa kando. You know there's that saying of people who share who sleep under one bed sheet ufai kuingilia story yao. Mimi nasikia watu wananyoroshwa hata kwa apartment hapa.
Kwa plot.
Wanakuuliza saa ile tukuchamu lendete mbona ukujaki kusifia.
Aisa kengagi yosiki.
Unamkisia ametusumbua hapo na mgamba.
Ati tukiwa uchamu lendete mbona amkuji kutusifia.
Mbona amkujaki cheering squad.
Sasa ile kumedhoka ndio naleta mapua yako hapa.
Unaleta mapua hapa. Ama you are part of the problem. Unaulizwa kwa swali moja, unarudi peke yako. Unarudi umenyamaza, unasema and by the way. So ya Beryl si ya kwanza. Vitu tunasikiaga kwa plot.
I don't understand that and it's so Kenyan. Call the police.
Kuingilia mambo ya watu maina. Huku si Amerika. Watchman ndio anafaa kuangalia
hiyo maneno.
Soja unasikia namba 7 vile wananyoroshana. Ita mwenye nyumba. Mwenye nyumba anapigiwa. Nilisema mambo ya watu kuingiliwa sitaki kama mtu ameripa red. Hiyo ndio inanuhusu. Mambo ya familia watu sitaki. Na usinipigie simu. Sasa huyo ndio mwenye nyumba na yeye amesema hivyo. Sasa inabaki mnakungutana pale.
I need to understand this because I just don't get it.
That's a natural tabia wa Kenya by the way, and it's not about to change.
0711-046105 is my number. Give me a call tafadhali.
Unauliza kwa swali moja. Unarudi ukifikiria
4 hours. 4 hours. Okay, explain that to me. And if you're in that block of flats, I'd love to hear from you as well. 0711-046105 is my number. Give me a call. If you want to contribute via SMS, my short code is 22494. My fan page on Facebook is open for business. So are my Twitter handles at It's Maina Kegeni or at Classic 105 Kenya. My hashtag is Maina N Kengangi.
So unataka watu waende wavunje hiyo mlango?
You go and help her.
How?
What do you mean how?
Uvunje hiyo mlango?
Yes. What do you mean, Is it just me who's got a problem with this, or is it something I'm not getting about our tabias?
You need to live in an apartment. Ama kwa plot. Utajishikia adabu.
Because this is crazy. 4 hours.
What are you supposed to do? Hawa watu wamekuwa kaa pamoja.
Fine, they fight a lot, but then 4 hours.
Why do you think all the watu wote wa hizo nyumba zote from first floor to 7th floor zile umoja zina lift, zina giza, hawakwenda kumsaidia?
0711-046105 is my number. I don't get it, do you?
Ama they've been doing it for a very long time.
Even if you can't make noise like that.
Wajua watu wanakutana hapo nje wanakuwa na kamkunji wana discuss.
Kamkunji amsaidi.
unakuta watu wamevaa tu underwear tumeta
0711046105 is. To me, the crazy thing is that she had been screaming for 4 hours and her neighbors never came to help. Why? I don't understand. This was not during the rain. You can say you are not in. This is in the dead of night. Why? Kai Josephat, good morning. You're saying the answer is simple. If you do minor, kesho you'll be ashamed. Ukipatana nao umeshikana mkono kwa staircase. Keep off.
Unajua sinema uanzaje? Hai, ndio hao wameanza.
Ati ndio hao wameanza.
Na hivyo ndio uli contribute.
So you sit there and just let it happen.
Kwanza kuna siku kulikuwa na shangwe na vigelegele huko kwetu, nyumba 3 zilikuwa on fire. Wao kuna kuanga na udaku sana asubuhi. Hiyo udaku inakuanga ni kama imewekwa sukari guru.
Why won't you help? It's your neighbor.
Ushaka kwa plot. Have you ever lived in a plot?
Judy Muriithi, you're saying, 4 years ago I was in that situation. Niliundwa for 2 hours na ilikuwa home kwao.
Ulikuwa umefanya aje?
Why are you asking that question?
That is the question, eh?
What does it matter what she did? Ati ulikuwa umefanyaje?
Unasikianga gasia.
And as a neighbor you can't help. Isn't that a tragedy?
Unasikiaga tu ngala. Unasikia nini? Fireworks. Eh?
Hello.
Good morning, Maina.
Morning.
Unaongea na Alfile Temere.
Sasa, yeah.
Shida inakuanga ni moja, Maina. Unagonga mlango, jamaa amefunga kwa ndani. Ukijaribu inakuwa ni ngori, kesho asubuhi wanakugeuzia kibao. Sasa mtemzi inabidi tu unanyamaza, kwa sababu vita ya bibi na bwana unaweza geuziwa usikie wewe ndio unasababisha bibi yangu akue kichwa ngumu kwa hii nyumba. Sasa mtemzi ni kuvumilia tu. Watajisort.
Ati watajisort?
Yes, hakuna otherwise.
And he's killing her. And you can hear him killing her.
Maina, nyumba imefungwa kwa ndani, mtu anapiga bibi yake, ukijaribu kugonga kesho asubuhi unaingizwa kwa hiyo mix. Sasa ni kila mtu apambane na hali yake.
Oh my God. Okay. Hello. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, how are you, Maina?
I'm fine.
Watu huwa hawasaidii watu. Personally, I'm a victim.
What happened?
Of domestic violence. And most of the times, the only person who used to come to help me is my son.
Your son?
Yes.
Your man would be beating you, your neighbors can't come and help you?
No, they won't. And at that particular time, we used to live in an apartment. Na hawawezi kuja.
Na saa hiyo kunyoroshwa?
Kunyoroshwa, Maina.
What was
the only person when alikuwa anakuja kunisaidia ni mtoto wangu.
And were the beatings bad?
Yeah, of course he beats you badly. I can remember there is a time he was even beating me and I was pregnant, actually.
Yeah.
And the only person who came to my aid is my son.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So Kenyan, I cannot, unless to change out of like what is happening recently, maybe make them have like a change of heart, but actually they don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh my God. She would have been a statistic today. Her son is the one who came to her aid. Her son. Beryl Ouma, killed by her husband over the weekend. Neighbors heard her screaming for 4 hours. You know, there's a scream for that one for pain. Then there's a sound a human being makes when they are being killed. How that cannot spark something in you to do something, I don't know. I'm trying to understand it, I can't. Sharon is saying they don't support domestic violence in families because the effects of it are so bad. There are so many arbitration platforms one can seek guidance from. Again, I wish Chief warudishiwe kiboko. Justin Kanga saying that's typically an urban thing. Back here in Nativity, we raised to such occasions by the second cry. I tried it in Eldred only to find out the woman who has been screaming is the one who beats the husband. They both gave me the middle finger. Esther Wakamoy is saying it has reminded me of an instant where my dad was chapping my mom and a neighbor intervened. Ile kichapo walipata lakini my dad hapana. Emmanuel Munenez saying there are two fights you should never intervene. Number one, siblings fight. Two, couples fight. If you try, wanakugeuka. But you can't do nothing, and that's my thing. Some Mark, you're saying, I've got this neighbor, we're all used to their fights. But that one day I answered the screams as it sounded a bit serious. I knocked the door and they opened, wrapping themselves with a duvet. Kumba, they were enjoying themselves. Duncan Muga is saying, sometimes it's not good to indulge in something or a fight you don't know of its root cause. Second, you might come in the name of helping and then you become a victim. Kila mtu achunge maisha lake. I can only chip in if it's a death issue after the death has occurred. What's wrong with us?
Hello, Maina.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, how are you?
I'm fine.
Sasa Maina, wacha nikwambie. Unajua kwa nini babu yako alifikisha 120 years? Ni kumind his own business.
So let me ask you a question.
Ask Maina.
If you had your neighbors fighting, your neighbor beating his wife, who is this idea?
Maina, kuna nduru ingine ya mambo ingine na kuna nduru ingine. So huwezi tofautisha. Maina, oja ishi kwa bro.
Hajawahi ishi.
Kama hujawahi ishi Maina, wacha nikwambie kitu moja. Mkutano ya munada mtu mwenye hana ng'ombe aidagi. Wacha na sisi watu ya bro tudili na mambo yetu kivyetu. Bigivia.
Hello, Maina.
Morning.
Morning, my brother. How are you?
I'm fine.
Now, a few things,
Yeah.
Number one, you need to give Mandeke a pay rise atoke kwa ploti. He has learned one too many of these things.
That is true.
Miaka nenda miaka rudi yako kwa ploti too. It's unfair to you guys, but tell your boss to give him a raise.
Yeah. Okay.
Number two, the reason why people do not bother to get into some of those things is because just like you are being told, you will get into the fight trying to separate these people.
Yeah.
And tomorrow morning, they will turn against you and start claiming that you're the one who is actually interfering in their marriage. Or worse, somebody will turn against you and you might become the statistic yourself. I'll give you an example.
Yeah.
I have a friend of mine who had some plots in Kasarani.
Yeah.
So one morning he went to collect rent.
Yeah.
While at it, he discovered that some of his tenants a couple was fighting.
Yeah.
So he breaks the door, gets into the house, and tries to separate the two. The husband came after him with a knife, so he took off. The man forgot that he was beating his wife and ran after my friend.
Yeah.
Cut a long story short, my friend is no longer there. He was stabbed by this man.
Hiya.
And he died. And that was the end of the story.
Oh my God.
So, can you imagine today if it were me hearing my neighbor beating up his wife? Do you think I'm going... Okay, I'm not out of options because the best that I can do, Minor, is I'm going to pick up my phone and call the police and say there's domestic violence taking place in my neighborhood. Kindly come and help. At least that is what Kenyans need to do. Don't keep quiet. Speak to somebody in authority. Let them come in and break up that fight. That's the best that we can do. Otherwise, going there to try and separate them, it's a no-no, Minor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hiya. You know what I'm trying to wonder is You heard those screams for the last 4 hours in the dead of night. Then in the morning you hear she was killed. Does life go on as normal for you? No, does life go on as normal? You heard the screams all night.
You're not the only one. You know plot inakuwa na watu wengi. Door number 7. House number 7. Kuna nyumba zinakuwa Vietnam. Richard, wachana na mimi.
So then, in the morning you hear she's dead. Do you live life? So we're talking about Buel Ouma, killed by the husband over the weekend. The neighbors heard her blood-curdling screams for 4 consecutive hours before she fell silent. Me, you know, when I was watching that story on TV, I was just wondering. Because now after killing her, the husband calls her father at that 4 a.m. in the morning and tells the father, wajua tumekosana kidogo hapa. And the neighbors didn't help. Why didn't they help? Verity Matt Kenyoda, good morning. Said we once called the police, they came and the best we were told is it's domestic and there's nothing they can do. Once we had to pay 5K just for them coming. Guy. Duncan Muga Jr. saying, I can only call the police, otherwise I might chip in to help and I'll be the prey instead of the predator. They're saying, don't support domestic violence, but it's always good to mind your own business. There's no way you can just pop into one's house to stop a fight. What if he's armed? Ukufe bure. So Purity, what you're saying is, we do nothing. You're being killed by your husband and we do nothing. Then in the morning we hear you're dead. Then life continues as normal for me. That's what I just don't get. I don't.
Hello, good morning, Maina.
Morning.
There is a saying the French normally use, They say, modo ahejio ne make.
Yes.
Okay, I'll give you my story, yeah?
Yeah.
There is a very good friend of mine.
Yeah.
Siku moja tulikuwa tumeenda kwake kutembea for an afternoon, tukaenda kufanya barbecue.
Yeah.
So we thought everything is good, but they had a beef with the wife.
Yeah.
So we had a couple of drinks in the house, so in the evening we decided to go out.
Yeah.
So when we went out, we had fun. On our way back home, we were him and the wife and me and another friend.
Yeah.
So sisi tuko tumeka kwa kiti ya nyuma, tukableki tukalala.
Yeah.
So the husband and the wife, kumbe kwa kiti ya mbele, they were fighting as they drive.
Yeah.
So the husband stopped over at the gas station.
Yeah.
Akasema naenda choo.
Yeah.
Kuingia kwenda kwa choo, wife akaruka kwa kiti ya driver na akadrive off.
Yeah.
Akaenda home. So when we got home, sisi venye tulikuwa tumelala kwa kiti ya nyuma, hata hakutuamsha, akashuka akaenda kwa nyumba. So sisi tuliamshwa na joto because it was in Dubai. So the humidity ndio ilituamsha.
Yeah.
Kwenda kwa nyumba, tukaona wako kwa bed wamelala. So we thought the two of them wako kwa bed wamelala. A few minutes later, jamaa alikuja kama amevunja mlango. Wacha vita itandikano kwa hiyo nyumba. So the neighbor called the police. When the police came, you know what the guy said? He said that wife alitoroka na gari and she doesn't have a driving license and she was drunk and she came home with 2 men.
Haya.
Na only best yangu best kabisa. He told the police, my wife ran away with 2 men and brought them home. So tukachanganikiwa tunashinda, how did we even get there? So we went out to the police, we talked to the police, and funny enough, police wakatuambia, if this thing happens again, tutawaweka nyinyi wote ndani.